So before we start with the talk, Melly, has lost her glasses at home. So if you want to follow all these slides, just go to menti.com, type in 23, 26, 24, and you can follow all the slides on your mobile device right now, in parallel. You can also use this awesome QR code. Just take your telephone, mobile, and follow these thing, and you will come to menti.com where you can follow the slides. We will need it afterwards because I will do a live voting with you. So nevertheless, you will need menti.com and then type in 23, 26, 24. But we will come to it later again once. Chaos, or Chaos Deluxe. I want to tell you a story about a client of mine. She claimed the word, or the words, Chaos Deluxe. She's more or less the API for all information in her organization. Every information that comes to this organization reaches her. And the funny thing is, all informations leave. We need Wi-Fi. Cool. Thank you very much. Yes. Here we go. Every information that leaves her organization comes from her desk. So she definitely knows who is going to talk or say what, when, where, and why. And then she also needs to know, or maybe she knows, the channels. Are they earned, paid, or owned channels? And on top of this, she decides on the right content. Is it written? Or is it a picture? Or is it video? Also, is it just a podcast? Or just it's audio? Or is it a blog post? Or is it a social post? And this leads, more or less, to Chaos Deluxe. But not only because of this, she also has to handle all the communicating egos in there. And all these communicating egos do also have their own silos. So they are very, very super important in all their own silos. And this definitely leads to the Chaos Deluxe. But what happens if we think in story, or in a story way, as a piece of information with one single message, intentional purpose? Yeah, and this means you need the right people with the right time, or at the right time, with the right message, with the right content, and the right audience. Okay, but this will lead definitely to Chaos Deluxe again. So, and now I'm asking you, when does chaos start? And this is the moment where you definitely need your mobile device now, and go to menti.com, because I want to ask you two questions. What do you believe comes chaos from? From too little information, or from too much information? What do you believe? Just your own thought spontaneously. So go to menti.com, type in 23, 26, 24, or use the awesome QR code. And I will will give you a couple of seconds to join menti.com. And now I'm giving you the questions. Just reload in there. And now you can see how people are voting in the room. 15, 16, 17 people. So, just what do you think? When does chaos start? With too little information or too much information? You have too little information. So I give you about 30 seconds more. So there are around 50 people in the room. Maybe we will reach the 50 to 60 people. And so most of you, and this is what you can see in here, believe that chaos comes from too much information. So maybe we will reach the 50, and then I'm going to jump. Okay, here we go, 50 people. So I can say, still votes are coming in, so not a big deal. Just do it. Another 30 seconds. So 39 people in the room says there's too much information creating chaos, and 15 people say that they are creating chaos. So I can say, lucky you to the 15 people that think that too little information leads to chaos. I have a clue for you. But all the others, I have a clue for you as well. So there are two possible ways that leads into total chaos or chaos deluxe. Too little and too much information. If you suffer from too little information, you have to act like an investigator. Yeah, but how? So that's always fine. I'm getting some awesome tips. Be an investigator, but how? So there are 13 steps you can follow from 1 to 13 to get yourself in investigator's shoes. And you start with 1, and then 2, then 3, and so on. Not with 9, not with 4, not with 11. Start with 1. What is the reason? Get yourself clear why you have to create this piece of information. Is it strategy, elan, I don't know what, that comes out from your company? Or is it just a reaction because one of the competitors did something? So, what is truly behind why you do have to do this thing now? Second one, what is the goal? Oh, I can see so many KPIs in here now. No, it's not the place for the KPIs in here. What is the one single goal? It's more about the big 5 for life. If you haven't read the book, search for it. It's worth. It's about the sense of your project. If you get to the point where you have a team or anything else, what's the true north? What's uniting the people? If you have, we want to, I don't know, win a prize, get awarded for something. Yes, that's a real awesome goal. This is what unites the people. Third, how to evaluate. Here we go with the KPIs. So here's the possibility you can define what is success for you. If it's an invitation to a garden party, it's fine. If this is the thing you want to succeed, go for it. But in here, it's about the purpose. What is the purpose? Is the purpose money? Yes, fine, it's good. If there's another one, good. Fourth, for whom is it? Try to imagine one single face that your piece of information makes smile. So, who's your audience? Who are the people out there? Who's the personas? Who are the groups? There's a total difference between doing something for your mom or for some executives. So be precise and super sharp. For whom are you doing it? And then the next thing, proven credibility. Yes, are there maybe some skeletons in the closet? So is there something out there or in your organization that doesn't make you credible for the piece of information you want to create just because it's super trendy or anything else. Just think about it. Number 6, what is the single message? So all the creatives in here were thinking, why that late? Yes, that late, not before, because if you do not know your audience, the senses, the purpose behind, and everything or any skeletons in your closets, you are not able to create that single, awesome, super message. 7, tonality. Don't start with tonality before. Just don't think about, let's do it funny in any way. It makes no sense. If you do not have the audience, not having the message, so after your message and your audience, work on the tonality. Because if you do it for your executives, the same messages maybe sounds completely different than you do it for your employees. So every vis-a-vis is different and deserves their own communication. Number 8, what is the thing? Most of creative processes start with the thing. Let's do a whiteboard video something, because all of the people are doing it. Why? It's about the right content, your executives, with the specific one single message. Don't maybe need that whiteboard something, but maybe the employees. So one single message with different approaches in the right content. Number 9, do you have examples? That's always cool. Working on cat content and then going to the executives and, do you like the cats? No, I like dogs, so it's the wrong way. Are there examples out there? Are there guidelines? Are there corporate design? Or are there mood boards? So just to get a touch, get a feeling of what's going on, what are you going to create. 9, the time frame. I think maybe you know good, fast, and cheap. You can pick 2. Good and fast won't be cheap, good and cheap won't be fast, fast and cheap won't be good. So there's realism for optimism. You don't need 3 months to decide on anything and then the creatives have to do it in 2 days. No. So realism for optimism. And also think about the people. Holidays. What about birthday? And so on and so on. This is important for the people. So a good time frame, a realistic time frame. Then 11, resources. No, it's not only about the money. Yes, it is about the money, but it's not only about the money. What about the know-how and skills you have in your organization? Are the people allowed to visit any maybe restricted websites, or are they allowed to do some social media? Are they allowed, I don't know what? Is your browser HTML5 ready? Please check this before. And do not order an 4K documentary and then you do not have the storage or a TV to play it. So it makes definitely no sense. What are your resources? Are the people they have to do it? Do you have them in your organization? And number 12 is the people. You do not need to decide on people before you don't know what you need. It's quite fine to have Hubert on your team, yes, but it's maybe not necessary. So people on 12, but it's a closed guest list. After 3 months working together and then getting all the executives in there, and do you like it? Wrong way. Get all the people involved as soon as possible, and then it's a closed guest list because it's your project. And 13, deal or no deal, please do and make fast decisions. And not think, okay, I will write them next Thursday that we need something on Friday. So it makes definitely no sense. Fast decision, if you know it already, go for it. So, bam. This is for having too little information. Just be an investigator and ask yourself these 13 questions from 1 to 13. And then there are the lucky ones with too much information. More of you in the room. Just think of your piece of information It has a beginning, a middle, and the end. That's quite easy with a ratio of 25, 50, 25. And then start with the end. What is the present? What is the one thing you want to leave the people with your piece of information? Start with this one. Search for it, because you have that much information in there. And then, let's go to the hook. How can you attract the people to your piece of information? Afterwards, what is it about? You attracted the people. They're having your piece of information in hand or anywhere. But what is it about? There are 6 universal conflicts. That's super easy. Nothing more, nothing less. It's human versus himself. It's about me and having a problem with myself. Then human having a problem or anything with another person. So it's boy loves girl, girl loves girl, and so on and so on and so on. It's all the same things. Or executive A meets executive B. So human versus human. Then is human versus society. Executive on the one side, then you have your whole unit or a larger group. You have your executive and then tech. You're going to roll out, I don't know, some new technology in your organization or software or anything else. Then your executive wants to save the planet. Yes, for fine. So you have human versus nature. And then the last one, your executive, has some spiritual ideas. Maybe it's necessary for your organization, but nevertheless, there is no more. Just these 6. So just be clear, what is it about? And then search for the answer in your information. You have that bunch of information. So what is the answer? You know it. What is it about? So give the right answer. If your executives are going to save the planet, yes, please give me the answer, how they are going to do it, and not, they're going to change the toilet paper from 3 layers to 2 layers. No, this won't save the planet. So give the right answer. Afterwards, you have time to prepare from your starting point, what is about, until the answer, how to reach this goal or to reach this executive idea. And then leave the people or give the people a point of an acceptance. Think of a text. Text starts with the headline. It's the hook. It attracts the people to get you the piece of information. Then you have the lead. This is the what is about. And then it starts with the long read. And the first words in the long read is the acceptance, because I, as a consumer, accepted to go along their own way. So give the people the possibility to jump, to leave, or to go the whole way. So there must be an acceptance in there. What is about acceptance and answer stick together. So if you know the story, what is about, give the right answer and give the possibility to accept it. And this is it. These are the ways you probably can avoid chaos deluxe. And because on one side you have too little information, you have to think until 13. That's easy. And if you have too much information, just focus on 6. 6 plot points in your piece of information. And the thing why I told you this is, I burnt out completely a couple of years ago. I wasn't able to realize my wife. I wasn't able to walk anymore, and I wasn't able to recognize my son, because I fought wrongly against primeval fears. And now, what are the primeval fears? It's a fear of loss and a fear of overload. The fear of loss, you lose your single source of information. You have too little information. And on the other side, you have a fear of overload. You come into a situation you've never been before, no one can help you, and you're completely overwhelmed with everything. You have too much information. So, If you come in the same situation and want to avoid the chaos deluxe, just think, when you have too little information until 13, and if you have too much information, focus on 6. Thank you very much.